think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a Babalawo, and my mom, when I was born, I got that name, fresh out the womb, and I just try to, live in that purpose, every day since.
Absolutely. And you've been doing just that?
Living that purpose ever since. He's a Babalawo and he's living in the purpose of being a Babalawo. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, I want to make this very, very clear. I don't hate Michael B. Jordan. I don't have nothing against Michael B. Jordan. This video is for the Christians who like to come into agreement with supporting different people from different religions. Okay? Now you can call that radical if you want to. You can call it being over the top if you want to. But I don't believe in it because I believe you come into agreement with different spirits as you do this.
I am LL, the seminary dropout, and y'all, there's a spirit that's, I'm not going to even say it's sweeping across the country or the world. It's already here. It's been here since the beginning of the pandemic, and you see a lot of artists, you see a lot of entertainers, you see some of the prominent people in the Black community coming out and talking about the true God that they serve. Although I serve the true and living God, they're talking about the God or the deity that they serve. I'm gonna try not to pause it too much. Y'all, don't come for me. I'm just the messenger. Don't come for me. Let's get right into it.
The film delves into legacy and identity. Did it influence how you see your own legacy in Hollywood, and what do you expect to leave behind?
Not so much. I'm always a big person.
He's a Babalawo. I know many people are saying, well, what's a Babalawo? A Babalawo is a priest, diviner in the Ifa religion. I know. You guys weren't expecting that. What do they usually do?
That is why the Babalawo, from a Lukumi standpoint, is usually the one that is contracted to perform the slaughter that happened.
The slaughter of animals. It might be the slaughter of something else too, but let's just say animals for the sake of this video.
It's during the Orisha process, or the offerings to the Orishas, because it says that the Iami penetrate within any consecratory room in a way where a Babalawo should be in the vicinity, because they want to be around people that they recognize or feel that could handle what's to come. So there was never any formal initiation process into the Iami and Lukumi tradition other than becoming Babalawo, right?
So they have to be powerful enough. There has to be a powerful enough manifestation of, I'm gonna just call it what it really is, this demonic force in order to handle things.
With the connotation.
Babalawos are those that perform slaughters for the Orishas. Orishas are deities in the Ifa religion, the Yoruba tribe. Ancestors that are worshipped. Okay? Guys, listen. In the Ifa religion, the primary entity worshipped is Aladumari. Aladumari, the supreme creator God. His name is Aladumari in the Ifa religion. They don't worship Yahweh. Okay?
Bro, for all y'all out there that's watching Sinners and talking about, oh, my ancestors and our traditional ancestor worship and all that, bruh, what halts a man between two opinions? What halts a woman between two opinions? Choose this day who you go serve. You can't serve two masters.
Just so we are clear with this. They don't worship Yahweh. We listen to what's about to come now. Within the Ifa pantheon, Arun Mila, the prophet and messenger of Aladumari, is also revered. Additionally, various Orishas, deities, are worshipped. That's like Oshun, Ishu, different people like that are worshipped, each representing different aspects of nature.
Y'all, I say this frequently on a lot of videos that I've produced or a lot of content. The devil's not going to show up like the cartoons we see. Pitchfork, red jumpsuit, come worship me. No. What he's going to do is he's going to do things to cause you to worship him. In the Garden of Eden, there was the tree of life, choose God. There was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Of this tree you can have, and of the other trees you can eat freely. But this tree right here, don't eat from. Y'all, this choosing your will, your practices, what you want to do over God's way. Because God's telling you what to do. He's showing you the way. The way. What is the way? Jesus is the way. Now, you could choose to do what you want to do. You can choose to oppose what God's telling you to do. Or you could choose the way. What did Jesus say? I am. Meaning, you know what that means. You know who I am is. I am the way. Jesus is the way. You got a lot of stars and entertainers coming out showing you who their God is, what way, what path they've chosen.
Life and the spiritual realm. Eshu, the trickster, the trickster God and messenger, plays a significant role as the intermediary between humans and the divine. Oh yeah, she tricking you, all right. Trickster is the one who's the mediator between them and God. What does our word say, though? 1 Timothy 2:5. For there is one God, and there is one mediator between God and men. The man.
What more can I say? This is another one of y'all favorite actresses. I know y'all love Michael B. Jordan. I know y'all love Taraji P. Henson. And I know y'all gonna love the third person I'm gonna present to y'all after this. And I know y'all love the movement I'm gonna present to y'all after her. Just two more things left, y'all.
This was paying homage to the Yoruba culture, and the women who paid honors to a deity, they wore white because it represented transformation and spirituality. I think that's.
Think about the movie Sinners when they talked about the wearing white in the church. Not saying that you can't wear white in the church. Think about the all-white parties, how they originated, what they came. Like, y'all, we just be doing stuff and we don't know the origins. We be like, oh, it's harmless because, for the reasons that I do it for.
That's where I am right now. Because I'm at peace. I fought for the peace that I found now. I feel like I'm at.
Fought for the peace I found now. This is a new peace that she's found, right? Right? This isn't the peace that comes from the Lord Yeshua. This is a new peace.
Not the peace that surpasses all understanding. Not the peace I give to you. That's not of this world.
Right?
Transformation from the old me to a new me.
Transformation from the old me to the new me. Rebirth. We talked about this with the Michael B. Jordan one, y'all.
Explain it. It's just a overwhelmingly feeling of peace.
But this Oshan, this is the spirit behind the BLM and everything you seeing happening in America right now. Everything you see in the street, all the protests, everything. It's one spirit that has taken over America, and it is Oshan. I remember when Beyonce was pregnant a few years ago, she dressed up like her and did all it. Well, they did a whole ritual on the the American Music Awards, and ushered this spirit in, and now this spirit is what is prevalent in our society. Oshan, also spelled Osan, is an Orisha, a deity of the Yoruba people of southwestern Nigeria. Oshan is commonly called the river Orisha, or goddess. In the Yoruba religion, and is typically associated with water, purity, fertility, love, and sensuality. She is considered one of the most powerful of all Orishas, and like other gods, she possesses human attributes such as vanity, jealousy, and spite. She is commonly described as the favorite of all Orishas by Oladami, which is the god of this mythology, African mythology. Those that want children or who may suffer from infertility usually call on Oshan for assistance. This is what Beyonce did to get pregnant. And she is associated with the concept of femininity and the power of women. More why?
There it is again. I will refer y'all back to the origins of the feminist movement video, where it talked about the deep, dark origins of feminism. And I know there's like 3 or 4 waves of feminism, but when we're talking about the origins of it, they credit their liberator as Lucifer. Their contention was originally with Christians. So how then can you call yourself a Christian and of the feminist movement?
Widely, she is sought after in times of drought and severe poverty. The water spirit of Oshan drowns men. This spirit is invoked to emasculate men, put them under the power of women.
See, and I'm gonna let them cook, my bad, y'all. Y'all have to understand what's really going on. It's an attack on Christianity in a sense of it's an attack on God's order of things, which means that if it's an attack on God's order of things, the man has to be attacked. So a lot of these movements are directly to attack the man, masculinity, the male, God's order. They want to flip it upside down. They want to turn it inside out. They're going after the men. So what was once called manhood is now called toxic masculinity.
Women use sensuality and seduction to lure them in and influence him to follow her lead. She manipulates and leads men down paths of worthlessness, shame, blame, and most important, what? Mental illness.
Think about the culture of music and how just think about culture in general that's being pumped out from the industries in a sense of men bashing.
This spirit, that's why the man is always just totally emasculated, like Jay-Z, just sitting there, just mind gone. Spirit comes to lead men away from God, just as Eve did in the garden. Her symbolism, the snake, represents the serpent in the garden. The eagle represents the rise of the women in the power. The blood sacrifices are used to appease this goddess. Abortion, issues of blood, fibroids, tumors, cervical diseases, infertility are all living sacrifices of blood to this spirit.
Now, one of the things that he has said in one of his previous videos is when a woman is out of order, I'm not talking about just any woman, I'm talking about a godly woman, I'm talking about a Christian woman. When she is out of order, there are instances where her body will begin to manifest that disorder. So she begins to, I'm talking about a woman that's out of order, out of God's order, in terms of man, woman, children, family, the institution of marriage in a sense. Her body begins to come under the same disorder that she's under. Her body becomes under this disorder, and her body begins to attack her. The weight she has on her that's supposed to be bared by a man begins to attack her. Y'all don't judge the message. I'm just a messenger. I'm just repeating what this gentleman has already said. I'm not saying that this is coming from me. I'm repeating what he said. When you as a woman, you're out of order. Even your physical, your mental, your emotional can become under disorder, and it begins to, because it's in disorder, attack you. So you got all kind of physical elements, emotional, mental things going on, and a simple remedy for that is come under God's order. You are out of order, therefore you are out of order physically, mentally, and emotionally. And the remedy, the prescription is God's order.
She forces women that do not comply with her will by holding their wombs hostage until the woman invokes her spirit. She causes promiscuity and sexual folly in women to rob men of their masculine energy. This spirit needs male energy to strive financially and have earthly success that resembles male ego and fortitude. And it also switches between male and female in the twin form, Abaye, which is what that group I just showed you, their name. Y'all still here?
Yeah.
This is Beyonce showing the eagle's wings, of course.
Don't come for me, y'all. This is this man's presentation.
Starbucks, that's Oshan. And there is Cardi B dressed as Oshan. And here she is. This is back when Beyonce was showing her pregnancy during that time. And this is also the sister circle in the river, worshiping Oshan because she's a river goddess. And here are some other images of her. And the tears that you see on Beyonce's eyes are actually tears that come down because of the pain that Oshan suffers at the hands of men. So,
and let me tell y'all something. Some of these songs, y'all, some of these Cry Me a River, some of these songs that y'all think are love songs being sung to women are not love songs being sung to women. Sometimes they are singing to deities. They are worshiping deities. They are creating an atmosphere for these deities to manifest. They're repeating certain messages so that doorways and portals can be opened. So while we sitting here listening to these songs, thinking we're listening to love songs, we are entertaining demons unaware. We are conjuring. Let me get back to this video.
men hurt her husband, Oshan's husband, which we'll talk about in a second, has really hurt her in mythology. And so she's crying rivers, and that's where we get Cry Me a River and all of those, monikers. Y'all still with me? Okay. This is a group called Oshan. And their song is Blessing on Blessing. And in this song, they saying all kinds of stuff. Like, I got holy powers like I'm Jesus, born out of sweetness. They're saying all kinds of stuff, but you got to see what they do in this particular video because they're showing you what Oshan brings in this, particular video. So I cut out the first part because they're actually doing a ritual, but there are captions here.
And y'all, this is becoming more prevalent in film, in videos. They're actually doing real spiritual rituals in their videos, in their movies, like the movie Sinners. They perform rituals on set, y'all, for the success of the movie, for the success of the characters, so that these entities and these portals and these gateways can be opened up so that it can be more digestible and more acceptable because you are under the influence. You are being entered.
But this is showing you what she's doing, and this is a popular group, neo soul, rap kinda. So their eyes start glowing when the spirit comes in them. And now they're going to get the ancestors. So the ancestors come, and he basically tells them you're going to be victorious because the ancestors will nurture you. Oshan will nurture you and honor these guys. So this is the ancestors. They're going to help you fight. So when the video starts, watch who they're fighting.
Yeah, let's cut that for copyright reasons. And oftentimes, y'all, in the practices of in these witchcraft practices, once again, you're not conjuring, the ancestors ain't coming. These are familiar spirits. And their contention is with godly order. So who do they attack? The man. They attack the order of God. So their contention most of the time is always with the man, supplanting the man. The feminist movement, a lot of these witchcraft practices, they're attacking God's institutions and the order of God.
Y'all sense a pattern here? How to invoke is Oshan. They tell you how on the internet. And you can just Google it. And that's what they do. When they see the captions on the social media or whatever, they just know they can do it. Oshan is one of the most beloved Yoruba deities, which, when respected and properly invoked, she holds the key to love, success, and what? Pregnancy. So all they do is mess with the food, mess with everything to cause you to be infertile, and it just pushes people to go on the internet and look for ways to be fertile. And they find Oshan. But you can't invoke Oshan without invoking her gay husband.
These are not my words, y'all. Don't come for me. This is this man's presentation.
This stuff is crazy, ain't it? This pretty self. Pause. You cannot invoke Oshan without invoking her ex-husband, Erno. According to African mythology, he is a bisexual god that switches genders. He would abandon Oshan. This is what happened to her. This is why she crying the tears of the river. He would abandon Oshan for long periods to dwell on land and switch to female gender. She was so upset with him that she begged the gods to free her from the marriage.
I know y'all, at least some of y'all, I know y'all like that sounds crazy. People actually believe this stuff. They actually worship this stuff.
This is why she is sometimes depicted with rivers of water coming as tears from her eyes. When a man cheats or looks upon other women, Oshan's daughters always pray for divorce and desire to dissolve their marriages under the influence of spirits.
Come on now.
This gay demon is what makes homosexuality and lesbianism synonymous with Oshan worship. Men are totally emasculated and desire male approval to the extent that they desire male intimacy over female intimacy.
And we know a lot of that's going on right now. We got trials going on right now that's showing the very depiction of this.
Because of these demon spirits. This is what happened, y'all. They invoked all of this stuff. Santeria is a parallel of Yoruba. All the gods are the same. Everything's the same. But Santeria is really big in New York and different places.
And in Los Angeles, because I remember when I lived out there, you would open up some people's doors, or you would, come into the front of some people's doors, and they got an altar. They got a shrine. And you thinking like, okay, maybe they're Catholic or whatever, and you realize, no, like, let me let him cook.
It's from Dominican descent, but followers of, Cuban and Dominican descent. But followers of Santeria are often Roman Catholics as well. So they use Catholic symbolism in Santeria. But it's all still Oshan. Oshan is still the god or still the Orisha that they all worship, and is still the manifestation of Olodumare. But because of the Roman Catholic parallel, You got, this is why I remember I mentioned the candles. You got the hoodoo saints, which is Saint Rita. So Saint Rita is from Catholicism, but she's also a goddess in Santeria, which is from Oshan in Yoruba.
Where did we hear about hoodoo? The practitioners on the movie Sinners.
Got the picture? All the same stuff, just parallels, right? She's the patron of difficult marriages, abusive relationships, difficult family matters, and rebellious children. So whenever a woman is having a problem, you get this candle and you burn it. And it'll help you with revenge against abusive spouses, dominating unfaithful partners, dominating troublesome family members, and dominating rebellious teenagers. Y'all still with me?
Here we go.
This is the BLM lady, Patrice Cullors.
Y'all don't come for me. This is not a political video. My job is to inform you. Once again, this is not a political video. My job is to inform you.
And she's getting ready to do a full
One did concrete things like
with the
to be
eagle's
reckless.
wings.
If I were, really a politician, distinguished with someone who finds himself in politics, if I had that kind of capacity, that kind
That's
of capability,
James Baldwin talking.
what I would do in Harlem, for example, would be to organize a massive rent strike and have nobody pay the rent.
That's the BLM lady.
I mean it.
And she's doing a full in the
Have
city
nobody pay the rent.
Yoruba
This is a
ritual
ghetto.
with the eagle's wings.
I don't care how much rent you're paying or how pretty your apartment is. This is a ghetto because you can't get out.
This is a caption from their page. And they say all women are owners of this power that they use called a yai, which is the primordial earth energy. They believe a yai is the purest form of energy, that it is the first fruit born from the sacred tree of life called the aruka tree. For this reason, women are known to have a monopoly or manifestation through prayer and spiritual work. So the woman is fully in control. It's believed that the woman becomes remarkable and pronounced after the first pregnancy, and it can continue to do so with each pregnancy. So the more pregnancies she has, the more power. The power is developed through the spiritual force used to bring a child from the spirit world to the.
Listen, and y'all can continue reading that. We go end this video right here, because once again, what more can I say? This was not a political video. This was not an attack on Black Lives Matter. I'm here to bring clarity. I'm here to ask questions for clarity. I'm here to just present and show things. So don't judge the messenger. Here's the message. And as you contend with your thoughts, as you contend with your spirit, let me ask you this question for clarity. Many are called, few are chosen. Who is faithful? As always, love to you, and peace.